This is Richard Wolff responding to a remarkable development in the American economic system. President Trump has attacked the Huawei Corporation. He has attacked foreign-owned corporations in general. He has used national security to justify preferring American-owned companies to foreign, and to attacking the business relationships between China's Huawei Corporation, a leading telecommunications company, and the American companies, particularly those that provide Huawei with components and inputs. Why am I concerned about this? Well, it seems to me an escalation of an extreme form of economic nationalism that is the road down which Mr. Trump and his regime are traveling, whether they understand it or intend it or not. It is also extremely self-destructive. It was impossible in years gone by for strong, extreme economic nationalists to survive. Germany under Hitler couldn't do it, and they were very strong, and the internationalization of the economy was not as far along as it has come since. To try to do that again in these days, with globalization behind us for 25 years, is foolhardy. Let me explain briefly how the Huawei attack by Trump illustrates this point. By interfering in a peacetime world, in the private, profitable interactions between Huawei and major and smaller American companies, Mr. Trump is posturing for his political base, looking like the tough guy who's making America number one. But here's what his actions will now produce. Every executive leading every major company in the world outside the United States now associates a new risk with doing business with American companies. The risk is that some president, Mr. Trump or anyone who follows along his lines, will, for their own political advantage, interfere and jeopardize that company. Huawei is damaged and hurt. That's the whole point of Mr. Trump's activity. By being cut off from American suppliers. You know what Huawei is going to do? They've already begun. They're going to find other suppliers, non-American companies that they can turn to, or they'll develop the component parts themselves. If that were all that happened, the damage would be contained. But it hasn't been. Every other company in the world realizes at any point Mr. Trump might single out their country or their company or both and throw them into jeopardy, hurting their profits, hurting their business, perhaps even threatening their survival. So what those companies are going to do now and next month and next year is reduce their interactions with American companies. Don't rely on America to be the place where you sell. The Chinese are learning that. Don't rely on American companies for what you need to buy, because Mr. Trump, with his attack on Huawei, shows you the dangers there. Every American company is going to be hurt by this kind of foreign change in attitude. From America being the place other countries felt the safest to do business, it has become one of the more dangerous places. And the long-term consequences of that amount to Mr. Trump, on behalf of American capitalism, shooting it and himself and the system right in the foot. Damaged to our economic future for the short-term political gain of an extreme nationalism and a politician bumping down that road with disasters to come after him. This is Richard Wolff responding to an urgent and basic change in America's relationship with the rest of the world. Going it alone in a globalized world is a very bad economic strategy.